finding myself over the years, I realized that I identify as both gender, and at times I'm a bit fluid. So for me, transitioning means moving from one state of mind to the next.
Transitioning for me is pretty much just affirming my identity. Will it evolve? It may. I'm pretty sure it will. Because I would like to affirm my gender a bit more. But for now, just being able to affirm my identity the way I am is in my opinion, a part of transitioning, and that's something I'm okay with.
For me, transition is about affirmation. It really is about loving yourself and accepting yourself and being comfortable affirming your gender identity and it's not necessarily about other people, but it really starts from within, and that's the best part to me about transitioning. And it's not always about medically transitioning. So when people think about transition, they always sometimes go back to the medical, but it starts well before that. It starts with using pronouns. It starts with maybe even just changing a name or using a name that you're more comfortable with, and showing that self, that true self to the world.
Transition, what it means to me is basically becoming more of yourself, right? So you were born and raised one way, but at some point in time you realize that you basically find yourself just like everybody else would find themselves. And transition to me just means that you become that self that you found, more of that self that you found. Yeah, I have an image in my head of who I want to be or how I want to present myself, and to me, with I would need the changes that I want to see in myself. I would need hormones to do that. I would need surgeries to do that. That doesn't mean that everyone would need those things, but that's just what I need for my transition.
Medically transitioning is important to me. Maybe not right now, because I do have a lot of things that I want to work through first, but it is a part of my journey, and it's definitely a part of the final steps in me affirming my identity.
It's not something that I've come to terms with as yet, because I do still feel like a male sometimes, and I find it a bit weird, but I realize that it's okay to feel like both genders. So it's not medical transitioning is not a step that I'm ready to take, but it's something I have in consideration.
Medically transitioning will help with a lot of my dysphoria, and will help with even my own confidence and how I see myself. And I think that's so important as a trans person, in just affirming who I am and just being able to love who I am and to love who I am even more.
I have a pretty androgynous look, so it would only impact my look differently. So getting breast or getting a top surgery or getting vaginoplasty, it would mean that I've confirmed who I really am on the inside at that given moment on my journey. So it would make a big impact on who I am or who I am at that point in my life.
So medical transition is very important to me. For me, having had top surgery was something that really changed my life. It changed how I saw myself. Being on hormones also really changed just my confidence level. It changed the way I looked when I saw myself in the mirror, and it really allowed me to see myself a lot more, like reflect what I saw on the inside with what I saw when I looked in the mirror. That was a very powerful moment for me, and it's really changed the way I interact with other people and how I use space and access of space.
Hormones has impacted when I first started taking it, but first of all, one change that I never anticipated was there's this calm that came over me, you know, when I started. And before I even started seeing physical changes, I realized that my mind was more at ease. I was no longer confused, so to speak, when I woke up every day. And when it is that I started seeing the physical changes from it, I was I was no longer afraid to look in the mirror. I was no longer afraid to get dressed and to present myself in public. I became far more confident than I ever was because I was more comfortable with myself. And the surgeries, I think it will, for example, I will have to, now I have to be conscious of what I'm putting on, because that is the pre-surgery. I have to be conscious of what I put on because I don't want somebody to see me in a way that I am not. I don't want people to misgender me. I don't want to put myself through that mental turmoil. So the surgeries will make me even more confident. I'll be able to focus on other things other than who is going to see me this way today, who is going to misgender me today, things like that. It will just make me more confident in general.